Good morning, fellas. Welcome to our IPS Orientation. My name is Peter. Here's my partner, guys. Start with you.
Yeah, we're starting our orientation room, guys. So IPS, our saying goes, is our boss preaches it every day. You see it on the paper, it's on the first page, is to be the best we can. So we take that into everything we do, whether it's we're standing posts, helping people out in line, or whatever it is, whatever the occasion. We're trying to be the best we can be. That's what we preach here at IPS. Besides being a family, we're trying to be the best we can be at anything we do. Whether it's reading a book, I don't know, drinking water, we're trying to be the best at it, guys. All right, so if you flip over into our first page of the packet, we got our general contact information, where to go. So on our website, it's currently being updated and remodeled. In a couple weeks, you'll be able to go up there and see what events are coming soon. So just to kind of give you a heads up of what's to come in the coming future, kind of keep your schedule open because we know everybody's trying to adjust their orientation. Yeah. And we can chill.
This is a kid.
And then, so emails, these are the ones you want to know. For sure, scheduling is the number one. That is run through Katie, and she'll send you the schedule and like kind of how it's going. So we have a master database. It's sent out to everybody for a couple people to respond. Gets filtered in the folder. All right, guys. So that scheduling email, if somebody you want to get in contact with already, you're already guard card and doing all that perfect. You should start hitting her up, and then you'll start getting the scheduling email.
What's the name again?
It's down at the bottom there, sir. It says scheduling at ipsevents.com. So it's the last one in the middle. That's the one. And then all payroll questions for Paycom, stuff like that, go to payroll at ipsevents.com. And then HR questions, HR at ipsevents.com. So we keep a resource. Obviously, the office phone is 949-484-8252. But I mean, honestly, your point of contacts would be better. Cell phones and the emails is probably your best bets.
Everyone in the contacts right here, they work here in this office.
Yeah.
So like you said before, scheduling at IPS Events, there's Katie back there.
Copier.
Our HR and our payrolls right here, they're having a meeting. You guys missed the boss, Todd. He just walked out.
Great
Went to
button
the
up.
meeting.
He was in the great button up. That's one of our managers. And then our person in charge of pretty much all trainings is Samson right here, guys. He's also helping out with the filming.
Samson, a little background. Samson been running Coachella for 30 years, so we have him with us to be our consultant. So all the trainings and all manager trainings, supervisor training go straight through him. So, like you said, wanted to be the best we can be, so we grab the best to help us out. You know what I mean?
That's going over our contact information. So now we're getting through check-in and checking out procedures. So typically, we tell people to show up about an hour before, just because typically we're parking far. You're never parking, you're working here or you park right there. No, it doesn't work like that. Typically you gotta walk, sometimes take a shuttle. So that takes time to get from parking your car to moving it. So when you arrive, you wanna find out where CP's at. Typically you'll get an email when you confirm that you're gonna work, and it'll tell you like, all right, here's your start time, here's this, here's that, boom, boom, boom. So you wanna come an hour before. Obviously have a copy of your guard card, your ID at all times, just in case. Who's the company that checks it?
It's the bureau's PSIS.
Yeah, BSIS, the company that you go through for the government to get your guard card. And sometimes come around and like, hey, do you have your guard card on you? Can I see your ID? So you want to make sure to always carry that with you no matter what. So not as strict as in Vegas. In Vegas, they come around the clipboard and you'll see them. They're out there like they're working the event too. So it's not as strict, but it's something just to have on at all times, just to make sure and ensure like, hey, you have all your documentation.
Speaking of guard cards, you still out there? I know a lot of you guys probably don't have one, but we do hold classes here for guard card classes. And like we said before in the past, that we don't charge the extra charges of the guard card fees. All we do is charge the government fees, like the live scan and the fingerprinting.
$135, guys. So if you talk to other people and they got charged $300, they got upcharged pretty much. So come to us. It's government fee only. Fingerprint and test. That's about it. It's $135, guys.
A lot of other companies charge their own fee for going through a lot of their way to get you a guard card. I'll charge like $100. I don't really know, but just to make sure you guys that we do not charge an extra fee on top of the fees that you're supposed to pay for the government.
And then, of course, obviously, guys, when you get there, you want to go and check in. Typically, you'll see Katie and Ashley. They're part of the admin staff. You'll check in with them, but also you can clock in on Paycom, but you have to be like there, and you have to show them that you clocked in. But and once you get there, you'll see probably Peter. He's always inspecting everybody. He'll be looking at you like you're a piece of meat, essentially. But we want to make sure you're in all black. Most of the time, my shoes are wrong, but all black shoes from top to bottom. You will be inspected, and we're strict on our guidelines this year. So make sure you're in proper dress code. And in terms of hats, the only hats that we kind of do allow is either all black beanies, or an IPS hat. I don't think they make these anymore, but yeah, so anything all black, like this Nike hat, if you just like turn it around for everybody, it's probably a no-no, guys. You see this hat, that, and say no. Yeah, sorry, just my guidelines. We understand that, we respect the service, but yeah, it's just a guideline, sir, yes. But yeah, so it's just all black everything. Next, once you check in, you'll be issued your equipment. Make sure you hold on to that thing with your life. The radio, stuff like that, $600-$700, guys, they're expensive stuff. So if you get issued a radio, make sure you don't give it to anybody and you hold on to it, all right? We'll always be able to change out your batteries, things like that. And then,
also, when you get issued a radio, whoever gives you the radio, just make sure, like, if you don't know if it's your first time using the radio, let them know I've never used this before. Can you just teach me the basics? Maybe the basic, like, terms that we use over the radio, like 10-4, 10-20, 10-100, copy, over, stuff like that. Don't be afraid to, tell your supervisor, your breaker, that, like, you don't know how to use it, because everyone happy to take a little bit of time out of their day to just help you out. Because at the end of the day, you could probably have a medical situation that's right next to you, and you don't know how to talk on the radio. You don't even know how to push the button. You know what I mean? So you want to be safe with that.
and then remember, guys, you're responsible for all equipment issued to you. So if you get something issued to you, make sure you bring it back at the end of the day, because if not, it's going to come out of your check, and that's just ugly. We don't want to do that. All right, guys. And then remember, you'll be assigned to a supervisor, probably not Pete, maybe me or just someone else. And they'll tell you where to post up at and kind of what's the duties of that post. So like say if you're here at the door, you have, I don't know, here are the qualifications, only this wristband and this wristband gets past you. Those things to know. Remember, always know who your supervisor name is. I don't know how many times I walked around and been like, hey, who's your super? And they're like, it's a bigger guy, he's got a lot of hair, it's in a ponytail. But like guys, majority of our company's Polynesian right now. So you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well, he looks like him. And there's like 10 other people we could identify with Peter as well. That all have a similar build, stuff like that. So knowing the names. And then as we move on, everyone breaks, you get the 215s? 50, your supervisor is responsible for ensuring you get the right break. So you get 2 15s and a 30 per 8 hours. So per 6 hours, you'll get 115, 130. But if you're working 8-hour shifts, you get 2 15s and a 30. And then typically,
in our events, a lot of our shifts are longer than 8 hours. So I'm usually like supposed to get like 12 to 15. So like, like Julian was talking about when you post, you're gonna be standing in line. So with uniform, you want to just be comfortable shoes. Be asked me,
we'll touch on uniforms more.
But yeah, so everything about breaks. So it's just Dustin. Dustin's in the back. Dustin, will raise your hand, Dustin. So Dustin does all of our deployments. He's the one that breaks everything down for us. Everything that our client sends us, that Dustin breaks it down in English for us so we can read it. And we give it to our soups. And then, so if you guys don't get your 15s, your 30s, or something wrong, you're not getting your breaks, and your supervisor's not help you can always ask Dustin, like, how many breaks was I supposed to get? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't get as much as I was supposed to. You can always ask Dustin that. He's always at our events at CP. So if you ever had any questions about breaks or your lunch or stuff like that, Dustin will be the one you can talk to.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback on breaks, typically, like, CP is, it's a little walks away from wherever you're posted up at. So you'll talk to your supervisor and they'll be like, hey, that's our break area. So when you're on break, just stay in your break area. Remember guys, we're there to work, not be a part. We are part of the festival or the event, but we're not taking part in it. We're there to make sure it runs and functions correctly. So just wherever the break area is, you can take your breaks there and that's about it. I mean, if you want to walk to CP and back, by all means. But yeah, you'll typically have a break area where you're posted at, and there'll be like 3 teams all breaking in the same area.
It happens a lot, man. It happens a lot. People come, they go on break, and they don't show back up to their post because they're inside parties and stuff like that. If you walk off post, you won't be counted as work, that you worked. I don't care if there's a minute before clock out, you ran a 16-hour shift, you walk off post, count you as a walk off. You don't get paid for that day. and you don't come back. So like we really take that serious because it's happened to us so much. That people come in and we understand, understand that we're working festivals that everyone loves. So we consistently and constantly tell everyone that if you don't want to work, just let us know. You can go on. We can waste our time and we can give somebody else your spot.
All right, and then again, anything your issue, make sure to bring back, and then typically you'll get, you can just show up, as we get to the next page, we're going over our uniform now. So this is just a basic event uniform, like I said, guys. You got a black beanie, a black hat, a bucket hat, or sometimes we provide straw hats, just kind of depends. You'll have on the weather. Long sleeve, you can wear a solid black long sleeve or regular black shirt, doesn't matter, kind of undershirt. And that's how you show up. Solid black pants. You don't have to wear slacks. If you want to bring slacks, by all means. No jeans.
No jeans or no sweats.
No jeans or no sweats, pretty much. More like Dockers, I don't know, have the cargo pants, Dickies, stuff like that. So it's just all black everything. You don't need to wear slacks. You can wear shorts as well, but not basketball shorts. They gotta be like casual, like golfing shorts, stuff like that. So you can't wear shorts, but then again, remember, we working a long time, so the sun will be up and then it goes down and then you're cold. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then solid black belt, so just kind of like what I have now, even if your baseball belts are fine too, right? But yeah, just a solid black belt, pretty much all black everything. Shoes, guys, by all means, if you want to wear dress shoes, good luck. If that's that's your swag, go ahead, we don't care. But all black everything. Shoes, doesn't matter what kind of shoes they are. P, for example, wears boots. He has Under Armour boots. I have some Skechers because they're comfortable. I like to walk around.
I used to wear Skechers, but then they wore out.
Yeah. Remember, always try to bring a flashlight with you because we're typically working overnight, and then have all your documentation. You don't need a paper and pen. I just use my phone. If I need to write something down notes-wise, just write on my notes, boom, like that. And then that's pretty much our event side of things. And then, no earrings, jewelry, stuff like that.
Females. Females with the earrings.
Females are fine.
Yeah, females are fine. We don't want those, big old hoops. We've had that before. People, we had a group that came in chains and stuff like that. Working security, bro.
So, try to be. And then now as we move over to our next side, we've been building this side as our commercial division, guys, or our formal events. So we do have suit and tie events and same dress code, guys. This time it's shirt, button-up shirt, tie, blazer, slacks, dress shoes. Once you get a suit with a dress shoe, pretty much a suit, coming all black with a suit. And then they'll give you stuff like that to wear IPS. So typically at events, on the event side, we'll get like a reflective jacket that says IPS on it. It's just to be able to be easily identified, like, oh, there's security, I can go get help, for like the general population of people that are there. So that's something that you'll get issued. You can also get a jacket as well if you want that. If you want to wear your own jacket, it's just got to be all black, like I have a black windbreaker green. That would be all right, but just like underneath your shirt and all your other stuff. So we couldn't see the gap, but that's what it would be essentially fine. So same thing, guys. You can be comfortable even in the dress shoe stuff. Just try to bring better shoes than just like tennies because you're gonna be wearing a suit and then you got like tennis shoes on. It doesn't, it looks not as good. But there's a casual kind of dressing up shoes. All right, guys, and that's our touch on for our uniform. Next is probably one of the biggest things we stress on, besides to be the best you can be, is think before you rap. We have a huge no strike policy, guys. Started back in 2019 after we had some issues. We implemented a zero tolerance policy, so no strike. So pretty much if you go beyond the levels of protection and restraint, you may be terminated from working very high PAs. So we understand things suck, but you gotta understand people are at a different level than we are. They're drunk, whatever. They're not so good. You gotta understand, you gotta remember to pull yourself back and not strike. We've had guards who've been slugged in the face, get back up and just stay in post. Of course, the guy, whoever hits you is gonna get kicked out, cut the wristbands, all that stuff. But it's huge no strike policy coming from that. Just something to be aware of. And typically, people will read and react how you're reacting. So if you're the one telling someone drunk, like, hey, you can't do that, as long as you're not yelling, they're probably not yelling at you because they mirror and match whatever you're doing. All right, guys?
Essentially, me and Julian always preach that security is 95% customer service. smile, welcoming, we're there for protective services and stuff like that. We're not there to, we're there to make these people have a good time, because essentially they're the ones that's really paying us. It's a big rotating circle. So if you really think about it, like the more that the patrons like you, and so that they give good reviews to the clients. Say Insomniac, so we're contracted to Insomniac events, so we work a lot of events for Insomniac, like EDC, Wonderland, all the raves and stuff like that, rolling out. So, the owner of Insomniac is real in touch with the patrons, so they'll comment on his page like, yeah, the security stuff, yada yada yada. He really takes that into consideration. He talks to his head people, and then they talk to us. So it's like I said, it's all tied together. So you never know that your smiling face and your welcoming arms may be the thing that keeps us working. So that's what we say about customer service.
Yeah, kill people with kindness. Honestly, it's the easiest thing to do. So, yeah, you can't do that because of blah blah. Easiest thing, and then just to kind of go off that. Just remember, guys, you are there working the event, but you can't have fun with it. Like most of the time, we have info packets. I always walk around with an info packet. Someone's like, "Hey, you know this? Yeah, okay, yeah. What's on here? Blah, blah. I just try to be helpful because it's boring to stand for 2 hours like this. No, you can't go. So I'd rather be helpful than just be the guard.
But you do get those guards who like just, I don't want to talk to people.
If you don't want to talk to people, by all means, you can just stand there and not talk to anybody. But me, I'm the talking person. So I'm see in the book, I'm like, yeah, you can go over here, you can do this, It's like I'm almost there working for the festival himself. But, it's 2 different ways. Remember, just no striking. Next, guys, another thing we're pretty big on is sexual harassment, guys. That goes for guests and people within our company. We've had some problems already. Just kind of saying, remember, respect everybody, guys. We got a 0 tolerance for that. So if you're doing some kind of crazy harassing the client or harassing guests, or somebody in our own company, pull the super aside and we'll have it dealt with. Pull the manager aside and we'll have it dealt with. So just remember, guys, treat people with respect.
It's 2020 these days, so a lot of people take anything as sexual harassment. Like I heard about one of these dudes. They said to a girl who was working in the van, "Oh, you look good today." She take that as he's checking her out, all that stuff. She got him fired. So I'm talking about those little things right there. All you gotta do is just welcome them. Hi, have a good day. It's your interest right here. They need to comment on how they look and stuff like that. Sometimes a lot of us see our friends out there. You know what I mean? A lot of us are from the cities that we work in. And they get all of your old high school buddies that come to the event and you see them and stuff like that. Yeah, you can holler at them. It's cool. But just to be safe with yourself, you don't want to gotta keep your comments to yourself.
There's a very fine line these days, and people will push it. So just always be safe. Just be polite about everything, and just if you got something to say, just make sure your mom would approve of it. You'll be all right. Just say, you'll be all right. So.
Another thing, like Julian mentioned earlier, our company is mainly Polynesian. We're like 60, 70 to 80% Polynesian. So we come big. So we already come intimidating, stuff like that. So that's why we encourage customer service, keep a smile on your face, because we're already looking scary. Security, we want people to come over there and stuff. We want to invite them to, so we can help them. We don't want to just go, oh no, I'm going to this, oh no. Or they'll look like, let me go on the other side and go check something else. She or he could probably have a big problem that they need to get, settled. And we're not welcoming them. So, that's what we mean by your face is special. Keep a smile on your face all the time.
All right, guys, it's enough about sexual harassment. No one's going to do any of that bad stuff. So we switch over to our next page. It's our payroll calendar, which I'm probably sure everyone wants to know about. So you get paid bi-weekly, which is twice a month. So you see, it's pretty self-explanatory. You got the pay number, how many checks go out for the year. These are the pay dates, so the 2-week periods, and then when the checks actually go out. So if you worked, for example, December 22nd to January 4th of 2020, you got your check on the 14th. So everybody kind of understands that these are the work schedule days, and then this is when the check actually comes. So I was looking at it wrong the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, check's coming. And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not. So just something to kind of pay attention to, payroll calendars, stuff like that. Like you said, the email is probably the best situation in terms of getting in touch with somebody about if you have payroll questions. And then moving forward, we have Paycom, so everyone downloaded the app, kind of signed up already, stuff like that. Make sure you have that, because if you don't have that, you're pretty much not gonna be able to work. You can do direct deposit, change a lot of stuff, your addresses, things like that. It's so simplified. And you also can clock in, so it'll kind of speed up the clock in, clock out process as well, of course, because sometimes we'll have 300 people working, and to get everybody clocked in at once is kind of tough. So to now everyone will be able to essentially do it from your phone, it's like streamlining the process for us.
Yeah, but I mean, we won't be doing the phone like that. But like you said, take time to see if you actually clocked in, because you probably press the button, you didn't do it, you just walked up. You know what I mean? This is money we're talking about. You can be standing out there for a long time, you come back, you went on clock. You know what I mean? Just make take a little time off if the line's long, see if you clocked in, and keep track of your hours. I encourage everyone all the time. Keep track of your hours. You just never know. Wait, I work 80 hours. My mom work 60 hours. You know what I mean? Me on my phone, I jot everything down. This day I work this. This day I work that. Yeah. So when it comes to my check-ins and I see all my hours, I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. Or oh, okay, so this is what I'm missing. So I mean, so you really just keep track of yourself. It's your own money. We're trying to help you keep it, because we're not going to be the ones to cash those things. Because it's just going through our paper like that.
Alright guys, and then lastly, kind of finish off the video that we've been working on. Our boss Dave's been working on.
We're going to finish the video. They named me some of the big events that we worked last year.
I don't want you guys all to be jump here in my deepest thank you. The job that you guys did is the best I've had done this. You guys are coming with one job that you guys did, and it speaks volumes, okay? So I really look forward to working on you guys again. Hold you guys head high, you guys tomorrow to me tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow to
reflective vest. Some of the dogs have on, everybody will be wearing those, but if you got a jacket on or not, vest.
David, that's our CEO right there. questions? Anybody want to say?
Hey guys, and so that's orientation pretty much for today, guys. If you have any like HR scheduling questions, Katie's there, Ashley's there. We can kind of get in contact now. Yeah, so I'd say first tap into the scheduling so you can start getting your work, start getting the work orders, things that are coming up. And yeah, guys, thank you for coming today. And remember, let's try to be the best we can be today, all right? Everything we do.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Did everybody sign in on the sign-up sheet? Last question. What's that? Paycom.
If you have any questions with Paycom, HR, it's on, please, it's an HR email. Just email HR and shit.